Small Biz Talk in celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month. Being Latina, it's important to us to support the Hispanic community with uplifting and aspiring creatives and entrepreneurs. Today we have a very special guest with us, Orlando Naranjo, digital creator.
Hi, everyone. A lot of people call me Lando, so I feel like it's a little different when they call me Orlando. I'm like, oh, that sounds professional.
Oh, okay. I like to call you Lando.
Yeah, both are
but,
cool.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here with Danitza. It's really an honor to like be invited by you because I feel like I look up to you.
No way.
Yeah, I do. I really do.
Aww. I don't know. When I see your content, I'm always like, dude, killing it. Like, and I mean, I feel like to you, you're like just so youthful, and to know that you're making so much magic at the age that you are. Like, I was still trying to figure out my life.
Yeah. I know. Sometimes I'm a little hard on myself and I'm like, I'm not doing enough. But then I'm like, you know what? I'm still young, and I'm doing a lot for my age. So I remind myself because, it's easy to get like trapped in like self-doubt and being like, am I doing it enough? You know?
No, definitely. Well, I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
I think before we get started, we're going to play a little game of this or that. So our first one is reggaeton or banda.
Ooh, why do you have to do this to me? I would choose banda. I just feel like it would be, I don't know, there's just more history to it. Yeah. And, we're Mexican, so
absolutely,
it's our fave.
Our next one for you is TikTok or Reels?
TikTok. I never find myself watching Reels.
No?
It's weird, yeah. But I hear so many people do it, and I'm like, really? I'm so used to TikTok still.
No, TikTok I think is fun. It's raw.
Yeah.
And it's funny, so. I've seen your TikToks, so.
Yes, I'm like, don't remind me. I forgot people can see my TikToks.
Our next one is sneakers or botas?
Sneakers.
Ooh,
definitely.
I wasn't expecting that one.
Unless I'm going to somewhere where there's going to be banda, then I'll wear the boots.
Okay. So it's Hispanic Heritage Month. Tell us about your Hispanic roots. What's your background?
So my grandma and my grandpa, they're from Jalisco. My dad's from Jalisco, my grandma from Durango. And then my dad's family is from Nayarit, but I am second generation. So they both moved to Ensenada, Baja California, like, I don't know, their early 20s.
Okay.
So I feel like that's where they feel like they're mostly from, and they built, their life there.
That's crazy because you're like the second person I just met that their family's from Ensenada as well.
Yeah.
I go there for vacation, but yeah, to hear that.
I love Ensenada.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's so cute.
There.
Yeah. I feel like it's not a common place for people to be like, oh, my family's from there, but I'm like, it's cool. I feel like I know enough. I feel like I've learned enough from them and everything. I feel very connected to my roots, and I'm really proud to be Hispanic Mexican.
Love Mexicans. Right here, happy. Okay, can you tell us how you got started as a digital creator? What is your story?
Yes. So I feel like my story is a little random, but it's cool because I feel like it's very inspiring, especially for like people that are like young people in high school if they're trying to figure out what to do. So I just started by doing like edits, like fan edits on my phone. Like I'm talking about PixArt, like mobile apps that I would use, and I would just do what I can. And I was in a fan club chat for Chiquis, which she's like, one of my main clients, so that's crazy. And I would just do it for fun. I would make flyers for whatever was going on, because during this time she was like starting her career. And so I would just do it for fun. And honestly, now that I look back, like they weren't that great, like the things I would do. But I feel like that's what brings you to where you are now. So I would do it for fun, and I feel like it caught their attention, and they're like, can you help us like make one for this or one for that? And from there it was just kind of like, okay, like what if you just help us out? And like, and from there, I was still a junior in high school, and like senior year I was still helping them and everything. And from there, that's just how it happened. So yeah, that's how it started. Like,
so you were started off as
like
fangirly?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, you know what? I think I really like this. Like, this is my passion. So first I would just do graphic design, but obviously like when our relationship grew and we started doing more things together, like we started taking pictures, and I just really love taking pictures now too.
Did you, when you were like in high school, or were you like teaching yourself, like
Yeah.
self-taught? Okay.
Yeah, I was just learning like as I was messing with the apps, or maybe I would look on YouTube because some things had to be on Photoshop, and I was like, wait, I need to learn how to use Photoshop. So I started to figure out how to use Photoshop, and I just slowly transitioned to Photoshop, but I just learned it by myself because you can learn anything through the internet now.
You really can.
It's so powerful.
I think the tool, or like the accessibility of YouTube, even TikTok.
Now we have TikTok. Before there wasn't TikTok.
I had MySpace, okay, and Facebook.
Yeah. I'm like, I remember MySpace but there wasn't really like TikTok where I can look up tutorials now.
Yeah.
It's so easy to find tutorials on there.
Yeah, no, I've seen your work, Lando. Like, to get some tips from you. So I guess we kind of chatted about how you learned some of your skill sets, but I guess how do you evolve them each time or like each year?
Oh, that's a good question. I feel like I'm always looking for new inspiration, new things that I like to focus on in my photography. So I don't know, it could be like I want it to be artistic. I want it to mean something to the song that we're shooting for. I feel like I should mention that I really like doing photography for like music industry stuff because I really, really love music. So when I have to shoot like a behind the scenes or for the music video or a cover shot or something, I really feel inspired because like I can connect to the lyrics and I know that it's gonna be super meaningful to the song, something that someone is gonna hear for, the rest of their lives.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Did you always know that you wanted to like pursue being a creative in the music industry?
I don't think I knew. I feel like I figured it out. I've always loved music, so I knew that. And I was always like the type of person to really be super loyal to any artist that I like. So I was like, I would know everything about Lady Gaga because I was super obsessed in middle school and stuff. So that's how I figured it out. But I didn't know. And I just started going, I was like, okay, I really like it. I like connecting, music to the visuals to the song.
Yeah, because I mean, you were immersed into it, I think, at such a young age, right?
Yeah.
I still think, personally, I was trying to figure myself out in high school.
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to do next? What college? But, like, the fact that you knew that was your passion.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So how would you say you land your artist clients? Any additional ones that you do add, do you slide into their DMs or do you connect with, like, their agents?
I've connected through every artist through networking, just meeting new people, and word of mouth is really powerful, especially if you do what you love with so much dedication and love and like a pure heart. I feel like that really transmits to people. So like it's always happened, like I'll do a project and then a few weeks later or whatever, I'll be contacted by someone that was working on that project, like, hey, I have another project, like, I really like what you did the last time or when I met you that one day on set. And I'm like, that's how I've always landed my clients. I've never messaged anyone, but I feel like I should. You guys should, because I know I check my DMs. I'm like, Instagram is so powerful. I've met so many people through there, but I've never taken that opportunity. But I feel like it's something that if you don't have like those connections right now, it's a way for you to get started. You can ask through Instagram.
Yeah. No, and the fact that you mentioned networking,
Yeah.
I think a lot of the times I feel like COVID might have drawn people like being a little more introvert, but the fact that I think there's now more opportunities for networking events.
Yeah, definitely.
What's it like working with such iconic artists?
It's fun. I feel like that's how I like to describe it. It's a fun experience. You get to be a part of like their history of their career, because I don't know, 10 years later, for example, Ana Barbara, one of my clients, she has she's been around for such a long time and so many albums out. And I'm just like, at this point, she's, super important to Mexico and she's going to be a legend, So I'm like, whatever I do with her, like 10 years later, people are still going to be looking at it.
Yeah, no, 100%. I grew up watching her, so I'm like,
yeah.
To see you working with her, I'm like, that is amazing.
Yeah.
Have you ever had like a fangirl moment when working with anyone?
Yes. I wasn't working with her, but we were on a red carpet for the Latin AMAs with Ana Barbara, and she was hosting. So everyone that was coming through the carpet had to stop by, where she was at doing her section of the interviews. And then I saw my favorite artist, Caliucci's, like, come out from behind the thing, and like she was doing her little outfit check. And then I was like, oh my God, I literally screamed out, and I'm like, that's Kali Uchis. Because I would always show her music. Because she writes her own music and everything. And I was like, you need to listen to Kali. Like, she writes her own music just like you and produces and everything. So, like, I feel like I made her also fall in love with Kali. So we were kind of both fangirling. I was like, oh my God, look, it's Kali Uchis. And we like talked to her for a little bit, and I was so excited. That was a fan moment.
Yeah, I'm like, I would have just like dropped dead on that carpet.
I know. And I took a selfie, and years later, I'm like, damn, I'm glad I asked, because I never ask anyone for pictures. I'm like,
Yeah.
but it was Kali Uchis. I love her.
I would have, so I'm glad you
Yeah.
did. Where does your inspiration come from?
It comes from like the music I listen to or the things that I watch on a daily basis. I feel like what you consume like really, affects your craft. Like if you're an artist, for example, whether it's video, photo, graphic design, whatever, like you have to be inspired. You have to be watching and following people that you like their work and that inspires you and that you can like feel motivated. So I feel inspired by seeing other people's work, and that's how I feel inspired.
Yeah.
By everything around me.
Oh, everything has beauty.
Yeah,
in it.
literally.
Do you ever feel that like sometimes you just have to take a break from creating?
Yes. Sometimes I'll be working on something and I don't feel inspired. And I'll be like sitting there and I'm like, I don't know what to do with this video, or I don't know what to do with this picture. And I'll just leave it alone. Like I'll be like, okay, I'll work on it tomorrow. But you definitely need like that time away from editing, from video, whatever, for, I don't know, sometimes it could be like up to a week for me where I won't feel inspired. I feel like, do you feel that?
I honestly, I do. I was just talking to the team that like earlier or end of last week, I just felt sad, but I didn't know if it was a sense of just being burnt out, but it was because we've been producing so much behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But then to go on like social media, I'm just like, I don't want to be on here.
Yeah. It can be mentally draining to be a creative artist. Like it's someone else's project, but you have to like, come up with the idea, or they depend on you for, I don't know, the inspiration for the art or the visuals. And you're like, that's very draining.
And
so
it's like pressure.
Yeah, it's very, you feel a lot of pressure. But after I take those breaks of, okay, if I don't feel inspired, I'm going to take time away from the screen, from editing. I'm not going to force myself to try to feel inspired or pull something from I don't know where, because I don't feel inspired right now. So I'll leave it alone, and I'll just give my time to not do anything.
Yeah, that's good. Digital detox.
Yeah. I'll listen to music and watch videos, but then that'll help me to be re-inspired.
Do you ever listen to like other genres or like other maybe
I
other
do.
cultures? Okay.
I have such a wide like range of music taste.
Okay.
It's so crazy. It can go from Mexican to like even like music from Spain, or I feel like, I like to listen to everything. You have to open your eyes to the world and like see like, okay, there's so much more.
Yeah.
Like than just, I don't know, whatever we listen to here,
No, absolutely. When you take photos or create content for artists, do you get time to like prep before you enter a venue, or is it like just spur of the moment?
Yeah. If it's like a video shoot, I feel like I do have time, a little bit more time to like prepare or like look around, like what can I use here? Because on music video sets, for example, in my experience, it's always like very like organic content. Like I don't have all the lighting, I don't have all the planning to do, because they're doing the music video, so it's kind of like they're focusing on the video, not on the photos. But that's kind of the cool part, because then I'm like, this is like, for example, I just had this background or this prop, and this is what we did.
Yeah.
So
you don't have to like
yeah,
necessarily plan your shot list, or
yeah.
I feel like that could be fun. How about when you're in the venue, like if they're rehearsing, like do you kind of see, okay, this is a good area to capture content, or?
Yeah, if it's a venue like a concert recap, I do give myself time before that to go out and check, because during the concert it can get a little bit crazy with, it being filled up with the audience, and then you're like, what angles are cool? So I definitely check out like, okay, I can shoot from here, like that would be cool.
Yeah.
So that way when it's filled with people, I know, okay, this will be good.
Have you ever seen a fans like just get like super crazy?
Yeah, I've had people throw ice at me
What?
because they're like, I can't see, and I'm like, I'm sorry, like I'm also doing my job. Yeah, it's different. It's crazy experiences. There's been a lot of crazy things.
That's so sad. Throwing ice at you,
Yeah.
whoever you are. Better watch out, right?
I don't remember who they were. I don't know.
Is there ever moments where you think, I can't believe this is my life?
Yeah, I have those moments all the time, especially like after you're done with the project that you like took a lot of time working on, and then it comes out, and like a lot of the work that I do has been on TV or stuff like that, and that's when I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like I get to call my grandma and say, hey, like tune in to, I don't know, like Primer Impacto at 4 p.m. Like something that I worked on is gonna come out. So I feel like that's cool.
Yeah.
That's when I'm like I'm really here, like I'm really doing this. I get to call my grandma and say, hey, watch it on TV, you know? That's crazy because when I would get home from school, like we would be watching that show together or whatever the case may be.
What does your family say when they see like your work?
We don't fully process how big of a like deal and a blessing it is, you know?
Yeah.
Because we're so used to being around it. Well, at least me. And like, obviously I tell them like a lot of the things that go on in my life. So I'm just so used to it that I feel like I don't really focus on how like important and blessed or the huge opportunity that I've been given.
Yeah.
But yeah, it takes moments like that to realize.
No, I think that's amazing. I think even when you share some of your work, I can't believe Lando did that, or you got to work with. When I saw you, I think on a TikTok with Bessel Bluma, I was like, what? And someone, like,
That was so random. Was it the one we were walking out of a building?
Yes.
That was so random.
Tell me why you were like the first person I saw, and I was like, hey, that's Lando. And then the comments were just insane. Like,
Yeah, I woke up that day and I was like, what are they tagging me on TikTok? And it was because that was like, it had been like 3 months ago. So I was like, it wasn't new. You know, it was random that the person uploaded it later. But it was just funny. But we were there for Vegas for the Grammys.
Okay.
And I was there with Chiquis. We had went to dinner. So I'm like, it doesn't sound as random once I explain to you why, you know, I was in the video, but we were leaving dinner. So
I was
that's how it
fangirling for
happened.
you.
That was a fun night.
Was it?
Yeah.
It's okay. You don't have to share the details. We can talk about it later. What has been your favorite project so far?
Ooh, my favorite project. I don't know if I have a favorite project, but any project where I get to like experience a little bit of like someone else's personal life, like an artist, and we get to share that to the world, I feel like that's super special to me. Like I get to be that like, how do you explain it, like that? I get to create like the video for them to get an entire scoop on their life. Like I'm experiencing it right now, but then it makes me happy that, you know, they're going to get to see it as well.
Yeah. Do you feel like with the artists that you get to work with, like you have to connect with like a really deep level?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like you have to connect like creatively as well. You have to understand like what their vision is and why they created the song or what the feel is. You have to really connect for, you know, two creatives to collaborate. Even though it's different, like music and photo or you know, it's different, but at the end of the day, it ties back together. And you have to portray, you know, what the story is telling or, you know, what the song is about in the photo or the video.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like music has a lot of the times of like a form of expression of how we're feeling.
Yeah. And I don't really like to work on projects that I don't feel inspired. I genuinely will be like, I don't feel that connection, so I will just, you know, kindly pass or whatever the case may be. But that is something interesting, I guess, that I don't know if it's a bad or a good thing, but if I don't feel inspired or I don't connect, I won't do it.
That's good that you do that though.
Yeah, I think it's cool. Maybe I should do it a little bit more often though, like do it even though if I don't feel that connection to like, you know, like challenge myself a little bit.
I mean, if you're not feeling it, I would suggest don't do it.
Yeah. Until now, if I don't feel it, I don't do it.
No, that's good. You want to create work from the heart. So we saw that you worked on a big music video production. What was that like?
Which one?
I think you had produced and directed, or no, you directed the Ana Barbara one recently.
Yeah. That one was really exciting because it was like, hey, we're going to record the song. They didn't even have the song recorded. Like, we're recording in the studio, but it's like, you know, both of their schedules right now are super busy. And they're like, it's one of the only times that we'll probably have before their tour starts together to film the video, like record the song, so let's just film the video, or else there's not gonna be a music video. So I was like, okay, and that was challenging, but that was fun because I just had to use the studio. Like I didn't have much, but I feel like once the video came out, it's like, like that magic you create by just such little simple things you have or not that much space. I feel like that's cool.
Well, it was like this behind the scenes where they're in
Yeah.
the recording studio, and then
Yeah.
you got to see them developing the song or like recording it, right? I don't know. I loved it. I thought it was great.
Like I really felt inspired for that one because I love watching documentaries of other artists where they're creating music and they're showing the process of writing or recording. So I felt really inspired for that one because I like watching those things myself.
Yeah, no, I loved it. How do you deal with like lighting in those situations?
So for that one, we had like blue lights, pink lights. We didn't have many lights, and studios are dark. But I feel like it worked out fine because you kind of want to keep that mood in the studio. Like it's not super lit up like this. Like it was darker, and that's how they feel the song too. So it was very organic. I really liked it.
I guess it's more like a technical question, right? What kind of lighting do you like to shoot with? Natural light? Do you like LEDs?
I prefer natural.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Actually, it stresses me out a little bit if I know I have to like use any other type of light because I'm like, I really love natural lighting. I just always have. I feel like it's so complicated. Like lighting is a whole nother thing,
I feel like sometimes it's like a science. I'm like,
Yeah.
what do we gotta do to make this work?
Yeah.
What advice do you have for someone who dreams of being in a job like yours?
My advice for someone that has a similar dream would be to always believe in yourself. Just always keep creating. You never know who's seeing your art. And, even if a lot of people aren't seeing your art right now, later on you're going to look back and even your old things that you create inspire your new ones,
Yeah.
So always, keep creating. And I feel like if you really believe in yourself and take time to develop your skills, find like what is it called?
Your niche?
Yes, your niche. For example, mine would be like photography or videography for the music industry. But there's beauty, there's product photography, there's so much more.
Yeah, no, I think that's great advice. The fact, because sometimes I think people, like family, will be like, "Oh, can you shoot our wedding?" I'm like, I'm not a wedding photographer.
Yeah,
Like
me too. I've had family be like, "Do you do family photos and stuff?" And I told you, I won't do it if I don't feel inspired. I'm like, no, I don't do that.
yeah, I'm like, I'm sorry, I love your kids, but
I would do it for like my mom or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So our next question to you is, who do you want to work with next?
Ooh, one of my goals right now, I've been saying this whole year, would be Caliucci's. And it doesn't have to be this year. It could be next year or whatever, but she's putting out new music. So I feel like I see it closer to me right now than I did maybe last year that she wasn't creating music that much. That's one of my goals that I want to accomplish.
Let's manifest it.
Soon.
Yes, no, I think she'd be an amazing artist for you to work with.
Yeah.
You're so talented, and I think having someone like that on her team would be great.
Yeah.
So where's Lando in the next 5 years?
Ooh, in the next 5 years, I feel like I want to be helping other creatives. I haven't really done that before. And there's so many people that tell me, I inspire them or they look up to me, or how can I do this? How do I edit? How do you edit pictures? So I feel like I would want to be teaching or have taught people by then.
That's a good one. I think it's important. I think us as creatives who do have skill sets that we're able to educate, I think, the next generation.
And I've learned so much from other creative friends. I don't know if you know Spoon Images, Gabby.
Oh, yeah.
I learned so much from her. I've learned so much from different people, friends, or even by watching your work or seeing your work. I learned so much. So I feel like I want to be able to share that knowledge with other people who are coming up.
Do you think it's important in our creative community for us to be collaborating or like?
Yeah, I feel like it's super important because we have to stick together, like you inspire me, any other photographers or videographers that I follow, they inspire me. I was going to say we all inspire each other, but I know that everyone inspires me. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's important to surround yourself with people who have the similar interests as you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I feel that sometimes people can tend to be a little protective of their work.
Yeah.
But I think we do have to come together as creatives because
Yeah.
I think that's the only way our community is going to grow and have to be cheering everyone on.
Yeah, I've definitely experienced that before, but I've experienced more of like people being so open and willing to share their knowledge or, you know, collaborating. And I feel like that really inspires you as well. It makes you feel motivated. Like, I'm not alone, you know, it's not a competition.
Exactly.
We're in it together, and it's just cool to help each other out.
No, absolutely. And I love that you want to teach.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for that one. What we like to do here is ask if you can give your younger self a small biz talk, what would it be? So a sense of what would you give your younger self, a small piece of advice?
I would advise the younger me to stop trying to do everything like photo, video, graphic design, like really focus on the one that you feel, you know, you connect to. For me, recently it's been photography. Because I feel like I came up doing graphic design, but now I don't really feel inspired for that. I feel more motivated and I really enjoy doing photography more. So I feel like try to figure that out as soon as you can, what you want to focus on, because now I'm like, okay, I could have been a lot more developed. Like my photography could have been a lot more advanced by now if I would have spent less time trying to like scramble and do everything else.
Yeah. No, I think that's great advice. At your first learning, it's like you're overwhelmed by so many different
opportunities, you know, because people are like, wait, you do video too, you do graphic design, like help me with it all.
What does Hispanic Heritage Month mean to you?
To me, it really it gets to show like what our generation now is doing, which is so much different from what our grandparents or our parents could have, like, you know, what they did before. I feel like it shows that the work and the things that, you know, they went through were worth it, because we get to have these amazing opportunities now in any industry. It's so much more like developed in the world, and there's just so many more opportunities. So to me, it's kind of like a moment to show like our family, like, you know, what you guys went through and everything, and our history. Like, you know, it's thank you to you guys that we get to be here now.
Yeah, no, 100%. We're Latinos, we're here.
Yeah.
We're doing it. So.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here, Lando.
Thank you.
You are such an amazing creator and person, and I'm fangirling just sitting here. So. But if someone wanted to get in touch with you, where could they connect with you at?
Yeah, you guys can email me at info@landovisuals, or just look me up on Instagram. I'm always on my Instagram.
Can they slide into your DM?
Yes, I do see my DMs.
So before you go, we wanted to give you a little recuerdo.
Ooh, so cute.
This is for you.
Thank you. Stop, my name tag? This is so cute. Thank you. I love it. I can't wait to put it in my room. I like, you know, trying to keep things alive.
Do you have a green thumb?
I have 2 plants, and I'm like, I look forward every day to be like, okay, let me add water, you know, let me make sure it's good.
Oh, look at you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm really excited to be here.
No, I'm glad that you're here. I feel like you said earlier, I think I got to meet you, I think, earlier when I started this business. So to see how much you've grown, and it's great to see the work that you're producing and the people that you get to work with.
Thank you so much. You as well. That's why I was so down today, because I was like, I feel like I've seen Danita grow so much. I'm like, so if she's inviting me, I would love to be a part of it, you know?
Yeah.
I love to see the growth, and I love to see what you're doing.
You're an inspiration, I think, to us here at Ooh I Love, myself, and I think a lot of people hopefully one day get to be someone like you.
Thank you so much. It means a lot. It really does.
Thank you, guys. Delegating tasks to others, like, do you think it's important?
Oh, for sure. I feel like I